Hello, hello, hello. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. I am Kevin. Matt Mercer has Liam, who does shit to him just before we start. That's one guy. Octopus head motherfucker. And that's not even the 10 bad jokes that got slammed at me 2 minutes before that. We swear sometimes here. I should probably tell you that. This is the world at large. It's Sunday night. By this point in the week, we've all given up. So we come here and we've taken a very, very serious Dungeons and Dragons campaign that people put thousands of hours into and gutted it and took some of the shiny bits and put them in a row. And we played those instead. So we're doing this on Roll20. That's our virtual tabletop of choice. The character art was done using Hero Forge. I cannot look at that octopus.
I'm happy.
The character art was done using Hero Forge. And the background art and the overlay and all those wonderful There's more than one.
It's not more than one. It's the same one, just flipped.
Okay. That's even worse. I got the character art out. Okay, next part. The overlay and most of the art in-game, including all the maps and whatnot, are from the actual Storm King's Thunder adventure. In the case of the overlay, adjusted to make holes for our faces by our very own Thunderscape 7 in-house art director and overly talented person. Overly talented. Far more talented than me in the artistic department. I think that's all the people. Okay, now you people. Saving you for last. Which means we're starting with the Scarred Adventurer. You've already had quite a week. Tell us a bit about that and what else is going on.
So, as you know, as you may or may not know, I am in 3 shows on Dirty 20 Gaming, one of which will be coming back next Friday. Actually, 4 if you count the talk show.
Yeah.
I do so much stuff. Anyways, we're doing a lovely campaign right at the moment on Saturdays called the Heroes 101. It's from Masks a New Generation, and it is a ton of fun. And it is just, it is phenomenal, and I am terrified of it every time I do it. And it's just, like, that's not going away. And people go, no, you're doing great. And I'm just going, yeah, liars. Anyways.
Dancing on a razor blade tightrope it's why you do this. You just have to accept that you like that feeling and just embrace it and dance on that damn razor blade. But thank you. Anything else you want to talk about?
I run a website called thescarredadventure.com. I'm trying to get it back up and running from things because a little while ago it stopped letting people on the website because it said we're not actually a website. We are this website pretending to be this website. And I'm thinking, no, we are this website. We're not wearing a mask of ourselves. Shut up.
Well, I hope very much that gets fixed soon because there's a lot of talented people that were putting a lot of talented stuff up there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to switch all the way over to I don't know. It's rectangle in a outer up in past sky area. You know, that website, rectangle past the sky. I'm not giving their actual name. They're not paying us.
Yes. But thank you for that. Yes, fix it because, like I said, there's so many talented people on there. Get that stuff back up into public viewing again. Shake fist, whatever it takes. Thank you. Speaking of talented people that post on that website, that's as much segue as you get. Thank you for unmuting your mic. Sarah, thank you for joining us. How goeth the productions and the preparations?
It isn't at the moment because my computer went boom, but
Oh no.
once it comes back, I will be back and working on it. But
they are
over on Tangor Productions and Tangor Productions on Location. We have a backlog of videos. So many videos.
Excellent. That gives some stuff to do while you're getting ready to, while you get your computer fixed to put out the next one.
Yep.
Perfect. I know. I can't either.
I'm just imagining a little tiny squeaky voice. Beware the kraken!
Just before it kills your rubber duck. Boop. Wasn't there a duck there a
Oh no,
minute
that's
ago?
the quacken.
Oh,
I've
Oh.
seen that rubber duck toy.
oh. You know
Yes, I'm
what?
terrible.
You know what? No, I'm glad you did. Because speaking of bad puns, Bickfrid, played for us by Bison,
Knew he
both
was gonna talk
both
about
of which are vaguely punish. The first one definitely. The second one is punish. It's not really a pun, but it's close. It's at least wordplay.
it.
How goes the? Oh, I forgot already what you're playing. I watched you play it on Monday for a bit. I don't remember
I'm
what it
playing
was.
Pillars of Eternity 2.
Right.
And in the off-screen time, I I fucking created this party because there's exactly 5 spots in a party, and I was able to make Bickford half swipe because I couldn't make a bugbear, so he's half the size. I made Creature, I made Corfell, I made Beowulf, and I made Iticus. But I wasn't able to make Iticus a robot, but say la vie.
Please
Yep.
take a screenshot.
I will once they're properly like clothed, because I just made them so they're all wearing the same shitty armor.
Right.
But once
Yeah.
they're actually like
I was
set up,
more
I'm totally
concerned
doing
that
a
they were
screenshot.
naked. That's-
You could do that too.
Yeah, I thought that too for a moment.
With
I
or
was like,
without the
I was like,
censored
oh,
part.
no.
Well, ish, yeah.
Quick, use the helicopter attack.
So, yeah.
Once they, yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
So while we're talking about
Octopus
this, that's
defective.
happening on my
Octopus
Twitch channel.
defective. Yes,
That's
thank you.
happening-
Please put that up there. I
just
put the
bring that back
Discord.
up.
I put the Discord up there because anything that you see tonight that you're interested in, you can find over at our Discord. So laughing into the back of a wolf. Oh, who hasn't done that 3 or 4 times in the last week? Playing Beowulf for us. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. I ask this every week in hope that you got a chance to play and stream something over on your Twitch channel. Did you do it?
I got to play some Fortnite, and last was it not yesterday, but on Friday I was playing Goose Goose Duck.
Okay.
It's hilariously fun. If you are a fan of Among Us, Goose Goose Duck is like 10 times better.
All right. Perfect.
And they have a lot of Halloween stuff going on right now there. But as far as streaming goes, yesterday I got kind of busy getting ready for a costume party that I was going to today for my little niece who just turned 2 years old.
Oh, nice.
Happy birthday to your niece.
Cute. But other than that, that's pretty much that, and work. That's all I've been doing. I am going to try, hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, maybe next week on Saturday in the evening. If I have the motivation, I'll stream something.
Nice.
But other than that, you can always find me here. I also have my own website, Bleach the Darkness Within. It's a roleplay game featured on the anime Bleach. So if you want to know more about that, you can also find me in the Discord channel.
Perfect. Thank you. And suddenly, devoid of octopoidal intervention, Wolfsbane, thank you for joining us this evening. You're going to lose a leg tonight. I hope you know that. Corfell's doomed, at least part of him, but thank you. I could use a laugh. But thank you for joining us, and I was kidding. I see your face. I realize you haven't played with me that long. But thank you for joining us. And what, if anything, have you been streaming?
Nothing yet.
There you go.
I had plans to, but instead I had to go shopping for clothes for work.
Nice.
However, I am doing art commissions still. In fact, I am doing half off of all my other prices for everything. So,
Pop that link in there so everybody can see it.
well, they're all on under my Twitch. Just
Perfect. There you go. Yeah, go there and do
instead
that.
of me posting 3 links.
Yes, absolutely. That makes perfect sense. Efficient, and yes, I don't even know how to do that, but very efficient. Actually, I do, but never mind. It sounded better when I didn't. Anyway, I went all the way around. So this time, if a squid shows up, I will be most cross. We will be not amused. Anyway. Oh, airborne kraken, you guys are screwed. You brought this
It's
on
an
yourselves.
airborne kraken, and it's also one of those Cloudberg straight ahead.
Well, before you give me any more ideas, we should start.
But just a cloud.
I often don't do recaps, but given this this is like this epic turning point in the story, what I'd really like to do, and I just decided this, so I didn't tell any of them. None of them got any prep done at all. Tell me where, we kind of touched on this at the end of the last episode, actually. Tell me where you are sort of mentally and emotionally right now. Let's start with Creature. You just went in and went downstairs, right? You're like, leave me alone and go to bed.
Oh yeah, this is one of those. I've been doing a lot of crap. I need to rest.
Yep.
I don't think I've rested really at all since this entire endeavor began.
Nope,
and also,
not.
Creature has just begun to change shape
Yes.
into a more. It's a semi-vampiric, semi-canine almost kind of form. It's very. It's strange. I'll post a picture in our Discord later on.
Please do.
Again. And he's growing still in this way, in this manner, that he's just finishing his metamorphosis as he's sitting in kind of a meditative stance.
So you're just sort of utterly turned in. Perfect.
Yeah.
There is a reason why you can't see anybody else's, because you're the only one that went downstairs, so you are downstairs on the ship. And what can you see as a character right now?
As a character right now, nothing. I see the ship up. I see the ship.
Over
Like
on
I
that
can
side
see
from the
the-
ship, from the party's point of view, but you do not.
Oh, from the party's point of view, what do they see?
No,
Or
on,
is that
on
something
your
else?
own self. I'm clicking on you and I can see it. You should be able to just see you're on a flight of stairs going down.
Yeah.
So if you move around this corner and keep moving down here, you'll get a much. I'm just going to drop you. Oh, stop.
Sorry, I'm.
Stop. Me move. In fact, I'm going to hang you between squares here so you can really see it.
Yeah.
There.
I'm just gonna find a small.
The rest of
quiet
you can't
room.
see this because he's gone downstairs, so he's the only one that has downstairs. I'm going to give you the quick description here as you head down. Look here, looking north in this hallway ahead of you. The four closest doors, as you can see, they're just curtains on rods, and they're all pulled open. Like they're all open so that you can clearly see in as you step forward. And it's 4 bed chambers, designed for 2 people, designed for 1 person. There's 1 bed, but there's 2 chests at the foot of every bed. At the end of the hallway is a closed, actual wooden shipboard door with the the oakum soaked in tar all the way around it, so it's effectively a watertight door leading up to the bow of the ship. And directly south of you, there is another door. This one is metal, and behind it you can hear a howling wind and the whoomp, 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 whoomp of a propeller.
All right. This is a moment of what do I do next?
Yep, that's why I paused.
Yeah,
Because I ran out of stuff to say. I never run out of stuff to say.
Considering that there are only 4 bed chambers and 5 of us,
Yep.
Creature is going to pretty much walk up onto the ceiling
Mhm.
and meditate upside down
Sure.
from
Yep.
the top of the ceiling, just as far away from the other doors as possible.
Sure. So
It's
just
one
sort
of those. If
halfway up
anyone
the
goes,
hall?
"Where's Creature?"
Sort of
Ah,
up around here somewhere.
to the
Actually-
far side with the door that has the tar. I think
Oh,
you
up here.
said.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So right up at the end. Yeah. Go ahead and move yourself up that hallway. I have it. Don't look at chat because everybody in chat can see, or don't look at the stream because everybody in the stream can see the whole ship. So you get up to there, and yeah, you can hear inside that front area. It sounds hollow, like it's one big room from here to the bow of the ship.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
I'm too tired to care. I'm
yeah,
I'm
you're just
resting.
stick to the ceiling, do your bat imitation, and go to sleep. Meanwhile, up on the deck, Bickford, you're kind of near the heat source.
He's toasting himself off. He's been a
Yes,
wet.
yes. Okay, so you're trying to dry. You're trying to not to smell like wet bugbear. I got you. So, as you do, the what you're in front of is it's a hemisphere with a chimney coming out of it, and that chimney is blowing hot air up into the balloon that's above you. You can see there's a bit of a flame. If you look at the side view, you can see there's a fairly significant flame shooting out of that chimney. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, this should be interesting. 5.
Okay, that's all you see. And
It's
boy,
near
it's nice and
fire.
warm. Oh, it's nice and warm. And as you're
That's
drying
about
off,
average.
you turn around. It's like, oh, my ass got hot in a hurry. Oh, right, no hair. Good thing I found this too. No hair. Bits of it are starting to grow back.
To like get like the sweaty parts.
Oh yeah, yeah. You are befouled and drying yourself off.
All the way, all the time. He's sort of keeping an eye on Iticus. You
Yep.
know, knowing that the little
Rafael's
guy-
in the background just waving his nose like, stop that.
Bigford, there's a wooden railing that goes around this brass hemisphere in front of you. It's belching the heat and the fire, and on it, like there's everywhere on this ship, it is ubiquitous. Is this red dragon motif repeated over and over and over all the way around? As you're warming your hands, you look down, and the one directly in front of you kind of writhes, and the head comes up out of the wood, turns into what looks for all the world like a tiny little red dragon's head, and twists towards you and makes eye contact.
What the fuck? Sort of like matching its gaze, sort
Yeah.
of like peering at it.
It's
Like staying-
still like it's quite low, right? Because this is a safety rail, so it's sort of just below waist height for you, because this was built for sort of human-sized people.
Yeah.
So it's quite a ways down, but it's looking up at you with that arrogance of a full-grown dragon, and it's. I was going to say you were my favorite, but what the fuck is what the fuck when it comes to greeting your host?
I've never had a handrail talk to me before, so it's also been like 20 years since I've worked with a dragon.
It's okay, it would have been a lie anyway. The head pulls back a little bit and looks at you. I have 2 things to ask of you.
Mm-hmm.
One, and don't answer until after you've heard them both. I want you to make sure no one steals this ship from you and yours. Because, let's face it, it's pretty special. It even has a horn that sounds like a dog.
Fair enough. This is a pretty sweet ride. We don't want it to get stolen either.
And the second part, before you're so quick to judgment, don't tell anyone I asked you to do it.
Deal.
And that little head snaps back and turns into the part of the wooden railing again. If you look really, really carefully now, one of the dragons in that ring, the one that was talking, isn't quite the same as the others. That one is smirking.
Okay, sorry, I'm hearing.
Yeah.
What did he ask me to do? Just apologies. I'm sorry.
Make sure that nobody steals the ship.
Fair.
That's the first part. And then the second part is don't tell anyone you made this deal.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard. Wanted to
Okay.
make sure.
Excellent. So as you dry yourself, I was going to ask what Bickford is thinking, but I don't know what you would be thinking after that.
Well, Bickford's kind of his aim in life is to make powerful friends, and he just struck a deal with a dragon. That's kind of, a big deal for him. But at the same time, he just struck a deal with a dragon.
Mhm. Yep.
And that self-preservation is also kind of like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
Because red dragons are, well, red dragons.
They are so. Yes, they are.
And I'm just a fucking, I'm just a bugbear. I don't know. My CR is single digits.
Your CR is just barely a single digit.
I know. Right?
So you continue to
can
warm
count that,
yourself. You can. Beowulf. Let's skip to you. I see you kind of move towards the back of the ship. There is 2 decks, as you can see in the side view. So you're sort of below, and just above you and behind you is Corfell standing in front of where the wheel should be, but there's just this speaking tube. What's going on mentally there?
He's very, very confused by what he saw when he looked at Creature earlier, before Creature went down below.
Yep.
He's feeling like this is a weird, unusual team. Corfell looks different. Creature now looks different. Still doesn't quite know Bickford much. And Etiquette is a humongous thing. He's starting to lose trust in the group. He wants to just mainly keep to himself. He's still in his wolf form.
Okay. Yep.
And so he just kind of in the shadowy area, hopefully near there, he just kind of curls up and lays down and just keeps looking out, or eventually takes a nap. But he's just not wanting to talk to anybody or be around anybody right now. He wants to be by himself.
Absolutely. So you curl up back there and you do the go around in circles 37 times until you find exactly the right spot and settle in and shuffle and grumble and kind of fuss a little bit.
And if anybody walks nearby, he'll growl at them.
Okay. That gives us a perfect lead in, because on the bottom of the banister, like I said, this dragon motif is everywhere, but there's one on the bottom of the banister. You can't see it unless you're down here, and even if you're down here, there's only one. And then it starts to skitter. It's almost like a chameleon. It starts to move, and the more it moves, the less it looks like the reddish wood, and the more it looks like a gecko. And then the head, that you realize the neck is too long. It's got tiny wings and a long tail. You see a small burst of flame come out. And it turns and looks down at you. You interest me. And I don't know what to offer you. You can speak. This is absolutely an in your head experience. Okay. Yeah.
I interest you? Well, you kind of interest me too. But what's going on? What do you want?
I'll trade you answers for answers. I'll even let you go first.
What do you mean?
Ask me a question. I will tell you the truth. If I don't know, I will say I don't know. And I will answer another. But each time I answer, you must do the same. And truth only, mind you.
Is everything going to continue changing the way it has been? Or will it finally stay the same?
Nothing ever stays the same. Everything changes, including you. What do you fear right now? It is, after all, my turn.
That is true. Fear. plenty of fears. Right now, creature scares me at the moment. But my deepest, my darkest fear is that one day my parents will actually find me in my wolf form, hunt me down, and kill me. I'd rather die being a hero than being slaughtered like the animal they think I am.
Thank you for your honesty. What if I told you I could make that happen?
I couldn't hear very well, Kevin. Could you repeat
Sorry,
that?
okay. What would I told you? What would you say if I told you I could make that happen?
Make sure that I don't get killed by my parents?
Guaranteed.
Are you some type of a wizard?
No. I'm a dragon.
Hmm. His ear is lower at this point.
Yeah, there's an element of menace now from this little tiny wooden, maybe almost fleshy chameleon slash ancient red dragon.
Hmm.
All I
What
would
do I
ask,
have to do?
see, always a step ahead. You must keep the pack. And your eyes inside your head, they skip to each of the other people on this boat with you. You must keep your pack together and on task.
I will do my best.
Excellent then. Rest. And here, and dunk dunk in front of you on the deck, somehow is a freshly butchered hip bone of a large cow, complete with marrow and some little stringy bits at the end, and oh yeah,
Mhm.
all the good.
Yep. So yeah, he basically goes to town on that. After saying thank you, of course.
Excellent. Corfell, you're up on the back deck of the boat.
I wasn't
Looking in-
prepared. I'm usually last. I was
Oh, you're
playing Tetris.
you're vibrating fiercely on your sound. I don't know if you're double micing or your mic's not quite engaged.
I don't know.
Well, it's fixed now. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So, always be prepared.
Well, that's
Plus, there's a reason we're doing Iticus last.
Right.
Corfell, you're up at the back here. You've seen these ghostly epaulets that give you a rank of captain on this ship. You're looking at this horn in front of you that you speak into. You realize at this moment that horn is made out of bone. Maybe it's literally the inside of an animal's horn, like a cow horn or a rhino horn or something, formed into this shape in this tube that goes down below decks. You have no idea where it goes. No idea how it works. And as you're wondering that, crawling out of the center of it, like out of the middle of one of those cones in a gramophone, coming out from inside is this tiny little red dragon. And it just cocks its head at you, and it opens its mouth, and a little bit of
So-
flame. Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Earlier he watched a moon elf slam the horn closed.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Okay. So you
Doesn't
try
even wait.
and just close it. Yeah.
Mhm.
You- And yeah, it kind of goes into a recess, and you kind of shove it into that.
Bark it.
You hear from behind you, "That was rude."
Slowly turn around.
That same little red dragon is sitting on the back behind you on this ballista, which is just behind you. We're going to do a ship description as soon as we finish these, but for now, I'm just going to tell you there's a very ornate ballista sitting on this poop deck. Designed, it's got a stack of ammo beside it. It looks like it's clearly designed to be run by 2 people, but standing on the back of the firing mechanism, but not on the part that moves. And this thing is not loaded. It's just like the ammo's there and the string is slack.
So I can't unsnap the string and let
No,
it go.
I saw where you were going. I saw you were going to go, fuck this dragon. Yeah. Yeah, you don't keep crossbows loaded. It tightens it loosens the string and the wood. Great thinking, but yeah, you already did it once. You already yeeted an ancient red dragon once. And looking suitably pissed, standing on this ballista looking at you and says, "Have you figured it out yet?"
Figured what out?
"You're the only one who can make the ship go."
And
"Then you haven't figured it out. You
I
can't
didn't
ever
particularly
get...
care.
I didn't think they'd tell you. They're idiots, you know, my underlings. They were afraid you'd say no if they told you, but now that you've taken the offer, I guess it's up to me. You can never be more than 1 mile from this ship. Ever. No matter what. That is your current condition that I can fix. Guess what my
Why?
next sentence is."
I assume you're going to demand something of me.
"Oh, no. That's too easy. I'm going to request it. Make you an offer.
And if I refuse?
Then you stay attached to this ship. The way I see this finishing is you can still run this ship, but it becomes a less attached situation. Each time you arrive, you'd have to spend a wee bit of time chatting with the ship to reacquaint yourself. But you could leave at any time and come back whenever you wish. It wouldn't follow you like a jealous partner. It wouldn't plow into houses as you go deeper into dungeons underneath it. Or any of those things. In return, I ask that you kill or damage every dragon you meet, other than me, from now until I come and take my ship back.
Not gonna lie, I didn't hear you either.
Oh, damn it.
Your voice drops just enough.
Oh, I gotta.
Into almost a
I
whisper,
know
and
what's
I'm like,
happening. It's my
"What?"
voice. It's my noise suppression. I'll fix it soon, but I'll just get closer for now. Your half of the deal is you kill or damage in some way every dragon you meet that isn't me. From now until I come and take my ship back. I've left it fairly open. Damage is such a flexible word.
All right.
And as you agree, this little dragon grins and steps back. You watch the mechanism. The rope comes back. It looks down. This ballista bolt that's 4 feet long comes up off the deck. The tiny dragon climbs on the ballista bolt, turns away from you and wraps its arms and its legs and its tail around it, and looks back and says, "You know you want to."
And I absolutely fucking do.
A bolt disappears off into the darkness. You turn around and open the tube back up, the speaking tube back up, and inside it, it's like it's got a tattoo of a little red dragon now, and you just know that that could come to life at any moment, but it doesn't right now. Iticus. Yours is a little different. You don't meet any dragons. You're just sitting on this deck, and I need to tell you, to tell all of us, at the end of the last episode, you said this is the first time Iticus has been scared. Tell us why.
First reason is that he's big. He's never, even when he was a goblin, he wasn't big. So that's the first part that's scaring him. The second part is he's fire, and he's seen what it can do, and he cares way too much for the other beings on this boat to hurt them, and so he's petrified of just hurting everyone. So even when he gets bored and he just like starts to relax, he goes, no.
Just focused.
Constant vigilance.
Which is so not Iticus. I see just a bit of Frid under here. I hate to do this, but you're too big.
Yeah.
Frid's like, in there somewhere. Frid is tiny.
Actually, Iticus wouldn't have Frid right now. Big Frid would, because he has his backpack.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, but you could tell, like, you reach for it. Oh, it's not there because you're a giant now and not an Iticus. Tell me one of the reasons, or give me a tiny flashback. I only want a little bit. Of how Iticus ended up as a Warforged.
From what he remembers is going with the scientist. Because his boss told him to.
La 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 la, with the scientist, totally oblivious of any fear. You have to, as that, like, it's, and it's a fleshy, bloody memory. It's got a pulse. Like, you're a Warforged, right? But this, even as a giant, this memory, there's a pulse there. There's a living, breathing goblin at the end of this. And you have to adjust your butt on the deck of the boat because it doesn't, like, it feels weird. Walking down the park to the scientist's house. What did the front of the house look like when you got there? The place that he took you.
It was very dirty. There were parts of dolls and toys and wood and metal just strewn about from his testing. And the door, of course, it's a wooden door, so when he just opens it, it's just an explosion of toys, wood, basically whatever he can test with.
And dunk, 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 rolls past you. You can't even turn your head because it's a flashback. It's a memory. You didn't turn your head then. You can't turn it now. A head that might have been a doll, or it might have been a goblin, or it might have been, or it might have been, or it might have been just dunk, 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 just out of the corner of your vision. You have to adjust your butt again. That's when you realize you don't have to crouch to stay under the bottom of the balloon. You're starting to get smaller. You're still a giant, and you're still a frost giant, but you're starting to at least fire giant. Sorry, yes, thank you. That's important. Fire giant, and you're starting to shrink at least. Now you know. Do you delve? Do you push this painful memory to be smaller? What happens when you walk inside?
The scientist picks me up and puts me onto the table and starts measuring with this measuring tape and turns around, and I can't see behind him or what he's doing,
Yeah.
but he turns around and gives me a vial, and that's the last full memory I have.
And as that shattering, that end, like that's it. This creature, this flashback you're having ends here. There is nothing beyond this point. And behind you on the boat, out of that deepest moment of ending, it's almost like dying. A voice behind you on the boat that pulls you back. It's a big, warm voice. You didn't know fire could feel good, comforting, life-giving. But you kind of, oh my goodness, you're only about 6 feet tall. But you're still just covered in this tiny, flickering, dangerous flame. And the boiler in front of you that's shooting flame out the top speaks to you, or at least a voice comes out of the tube and says, I can help you with the rest of that.
Ow.
And only you see it. But in the side, because you're across from everybody else, in the metal, in that brass finish, you see a face appear. And it's a burning face, a face composed entirely of fire. Instead of eyes, there's just holes. Instead of mouth, there's a holes. I run the furnace of the ship. I like fire as much as you hate it. Can I have yours?
Without question. Okay.
And Bickford, you see that you see, first of all, you're the only one that sees the shrinkage happen. For the purpose of this, I didn't let you interrupt. But you then see Iticus turn around and say, okay, and slam their hands on this almost white-hot copper cauldron.
Wait, buddy.
Before you can even get the words out, you see the fire drain. It's the wrong way. Iticus heats up the cauldron, not the other way around. And all that fire just out of Iticus, but it almost looks like they burn. They're covered in black ash. And then the ash breaks. And it collapses, and you say, oh my God, they're gone. And halfway down, it collapses around 3 feet tall Iticus. Ow! Your hands are really hot. That cauldron's super, super hot. And you hear,
Bickford like
you.
kind of jumps down towards him. It's like not touching the hands, but like grabbing the elbows.
Yeah.
Sort of like looking. It's like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Not a mark. Not a mark on the hands.
What the shit?
Iticus is gonna point at the thing. It's make better.
Apparently.
Both of
How
you,
do you feel?
give me an Arcana check. Now that you've looked at it again.
Me?
Yep, both. Yeah, absolutely. To give you a chance to do something about that 5.
Yeah. Nat 20.
Oh, there it is. Yep. All right. Iticus, you understand it as, if I may speak Iticus, flame friend in box. Flame friend in box. Bickford, there's a fire elemental inside that cauldron, providing the only heat source for this flying thing to stay in the air with the balloon.
Slowly scooches away. Because he knows how temperamental elementals get when they get captured for a long period of time.
Yep. And that is clearly, I mean, there's no way a fire elemental stays in one place by itself by choice. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Let's go over here.
Okay.
and you decided to take Iticus and move out of the danger zone. with that, we're going to give you guys a long rest unless there's anything else anybody wants to do. Iticus, you're tiny, I'm sure, yeah. But yeah, let's start with Iticus. What do you do? You're small again. Let's finish this up. This is before our evening of rest.
He's tired. He's gonna go find a place to sleep.
Okay. Yeah. On the deck or downstairs?
Downstairs.
Creature went downstairs. Okay, so you're gonna head downstairs. Okay. And go find a place to sleep. Perfect. Next.
This is
Bob-
just.
yeah.
I'm interrupting very briefly. It's
Yes.
This is what Iticus sees.
As you head down the stairs. Yeah, that's what you're gonna end up seeing as you get down the stairs.
I'll post it later. on
Yeah,
Spaces,
yeah.
you know.
Fred, as if it's a new introduction. I love it. Creature, we know you're already resting. Perfect. Thank you. Bigfred, all that shit that just had, like, Iticus was, and then they weren't, and then they did, and then they didn't, and now they're just heading downstairs to go to bed like it's Thursday.
Bigford sticks around for a bit.
Okay.
He doesn't go down right away.
Mhm.
Kind of just now that things are a little bit quieter, he's gonna sort of make his way around the ship to get a better sort of look at it.
Excellent. I will
Inspecting
give-
the big fucking harpoon in the front.
Perfect.
Just
So you take some time. We're just gonna clean this one up. You search the vessel, kind of look around. The harpoon at the front is exactly that. This used to be some sort of aerial whaling vessel. You can't think of anything that any sane person would want to hunt that flies, but apparently they did. There is a difference between the ballista on the back and the harpoon on the front, and it is significant. Several differences, in fact. The ballista on the back is a pretty standard ballista. Mechanically speaking, it does 3d10 damage. And it fires, if one person is working it, it fires every 2 rounds because it takes a round to load and it takes a round to fire. If 2 people are working it, they can fire once every round. The harpoon on the front has the same firing mechanic, but the weapon fired is much heavier point on the end. You can tell, you've seen ballistas, it will go slower. It's going to be less accurate, but it has a couple of advantages. It's clearly heavier, and it's going to do more damage. It does 5d10 instead of 3d10. But also, it can, if you choose, attach a rope to any one shot. There's only one rope. That rope is tightly attached to the ship at a winch point. So it appears that if you fired and hit something, you could winch it in.
he's eyeing that with several nefarious, bad, terrible bugbear plans.
You see you've seen the fire elemental in the middle again. You skirt around that. Do you go downstairs and look around as well?
He will eventually,
Okay.
but he just sort of does a, I don't know, maybe makes himself available for conversation with Corfell if Corfell decides before heading down for the night.
Okay. Let's scoot up there, which segues nicely into that. Corfell, you've had your little chat. Oh, he moved back to there. They keep moving their own characters like they've got control of them or something. You have no agency. It is all an illusion. Corfell, Bickford comes up the stairs.
I mean, Corfell's pretty much just pondering what the hell he's got himself into, like he usually is when he tags along with these guys.
Yeah.
So, but he's kind of trying to take being captain of the ship a little more seriously than he normally would.
Excellent.
He's keeping an eye out. It's not like he needs to sleep or anything. So,
Well, then Bickford asks if it has a name yet.
yeah, Clifford.
Clifford?
Clifford the Big Red Ship. So it is. As you say that, the wood becomes slightly more red, and you hear the creaking and groaning of wood across the back. And if you go and look over the railing, it now says Clifford in very ornate black letter font across the back of the boat.
That's a neat trick.
Well, I am a mage.
Sorry.
I said, well, I am a mage. Like I did it.
Yeah.
Take
Bickford totally buys that.
Okay, yeah.
As far as he knows, Corfell is this amazing wizard because
Yeah,
he's got his own flying ship. Fuck.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
a red
keep
dragon.
appearing where we're going.
Yep. You just, speaking of which, we're gonna. This is why I saved you for the last in this one. We're gonna do Beowulf next, but we're saving you for the final on this one before everybody goes to bed, because you're the captain. You got decisions to make. Bickford, the captain's being captainy and kind of distant, like captains do. You've worked with lots of them, sergeants and lieutenants and shit.
Officers don't talk to the rabble.
That's right. Nothing personal. It's just the rules. So I assume you're not even offended. You just kind of automatically go, yeah,
He just sort of rolls with it.
yeah.
I mean, he's dealt with elves before, usually
Yeah.
on the other side of the Morning Star, but
So then
Like
I guess
that would end badly.
you then head downstairs.
yeah, makes his way downstairs.
I'll
Hits his
put
head
you
on
over-
the door before.
Yes, I'll put you down here, looking down further down the stairs. I'll put Edicus over there. So yeah, you guys can sort of Edicus and Bickford, you can see each other across the ends. We'll come back to you guys in a second because once everybody who's downstairs is downstairs, then we will do a thing. Beowulf, you find yourself alone on the deck. All the chatty people have finally left. You ever notice how quiet a pack of wolves is? Oh, it's you and the stars, and the occasional whoomp, 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 whoomp of the wind blowing the balloon about.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere above you, Corfell is up there, so you can smell him. Not in a bad way, you're just a wolf. And they're right there. But yeah. What do you do, if anything, before the evening sets in?
Well, obviously he's gonna finish his meal first.
Yep. Gnaw, gnaw, gnaw.
Gnaw,
That's-
gnaw, gnaw.
That's phonetically gnawing on a bone, yes.
Yeah. As he's doing that, he's really gonna just take his time. He's gonna look out and about from where he is because he doesn't want to leave right now. And just basically, see what he can see, look at the stars. Just kind of relax and try and take in the sounds of of nature that are around him instead of just like the sounds of fighting and people yelling and screaming and all that. He wants to just take this time to relax, unwind, and really just try and get into his mind what the next step can be or should be, what he needs to do. He knows he plays a big part in this now because of what he just did as a giant.
Mm-hmm.
He's just trying to figure things out, basically.
And as
But
you
he will fall asleep.
as you puzzle and snuffle and almost fall asleep and then do that things that babies and dogs do sometimes, a couple times. You have to stand up and go around in a circle or a couple more times because it wasn't quite right.
Mm-hmm.
Just before you go to sleep, just as your eyes are drifting shut and your chin is heading for the deck, you see a shooting star. Just and make of that what you will.
Wish.
Is that a thing?
It has yet to be determined, but it does give him a warm fuzzy inside him.
Choose to take it as a positive omen. That's all I was giving you as an option, basically. That's
Yeah,
all I
no,
really
yeah,
wanted.
he's looking at it in a positive light.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I don't know what other to make of it at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
just basically we'll see what happens.
With that little bit of extra, it's okay. That magical animal think. It's okay. I think it's okay, so it is okay. That's enough to cause you to relax and drop off to sleep. The wind blowing in your fur. Poor Phil. The last one left awake. You can feel it. You're an elf. You don't really need to sleep. I mean, you need to trance at some point to get some rest, but you could sit here on this deck and do that if you chose, and you're still aware. However, moving forward at a regular speed is probably not a good idea. Slow speed, safe. Stop, safer. What's your choice?
My choice is up.
You
For a
gonna stay
while.
awake? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, you're
No,
all
no,
by yourself.
No, no,
Okay.
no. Tell
Yep.
the ship to go up
Up. Okay. And
as high as I'm comfortable with.
okay. It's starting to get
Like it's a little
cold.
nippy,
Yeah, you get
you
up there right underneath
Yeah.
the. You're coming. I mean, you're in the mountains, so you're getting up to that point where they're not stopping the wind, and there's kind of a sheer of wind. You get above that, it's going to get ugly. So yeah, it's cold. Positively
Follow it there
Arctic.
and
Yeah.
I'll slow the ship down,
Mhm.
but I want to keep moving.
Yep.
We ran
Absolutely.
into enough potholes.
Okay. So full speed, half speed,
Like quarter speed.
quarter speed. Okay, so safe. Perfect. Okay, that's what I needed to know. I'll give you 3 saves. All right. It's absolutely the middle of the night out here, Corfell. I mean, it is. You're looking around. You see the same shooting star, and make what you will of that. The moon is up. And it's. Well, you tell me. Is that comforting, challenging? It's like mom watching
It's
what you're
just what
doing.
it's supposed to be,
It's just the
as
moon.
far as I'm
Okay.
concerned.
Okay.
It's just
Good
So
lighting.
a sort of a bit of light. Yeah, it's almost a full moon here. So you continue on, make tiny adjustments with your voice to the ship as it goes into the darkness. Couple hours go by. You're getting a feel of this now. Like you don't have to think about adjusting for the rocking of the boat. It's just happening.
I'll probably take that as a good time to at least rest.
And just drop down in
I did
trance
get,
as yeah.
thrown from
Yes,
a tentacle monster,
you did.
and it wasn't one of those hentai either.
So with that, Iticus and Bigford, you get to the bottom of the stairs and find these bedrooms. You also find creatures stuck to the ceiling at the far end of the hallway, just above one door. Bickford, as you get to where you are right now, you see to the left of you the only other large piece of metal you've seen on this ship, other than the cauldron upstairs, which you kind of look down the hall and look up, and yeah, there's no furnace down here, like there would have to be if that was steam powered. So the entire cauldron, the entire fire system is upstairs. This can't be converted to coal. you need a fire elemental. But as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you look to the south on this map, the back of the boat, and you see a large silver. It's not silver, but it's a silver-colored metal door that's got that same oakum, because that's what it's called, seal around it.
I would assume that I could probably hear the propeller behind it.
Yes, pardon me. Yeah, I took that as
Yeah.
read, and I shouldn't have. Yes, you
Yeah.
can hear. Well, you can hear not only the propeller, the whoomp, 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 but you can also hear what sounds like a very small windstorm. Like
Don't open that door, he says to Edicus and Goblin.
Yeah, I'm going to give you it from the 20 Arcana before. There's an earth or a air elemental trapped in that box
Yeah,
who is forced to speed up and slow down based on the commands given to them by the ship.
yeah. Another don't touch that one.
There is, however, an Iticus. This is where you come in. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you see the big door and a big worried Big Fred. But there's also 2 handles sticking out of the wall. They got big words by them, but whatever. There's 2 big handles. They both go side to side, and they're quite. You could reach them. You'd have to stretch, but you could reach them. And there's one above the other. They're both in the middle, so they could both go that way, or they could both go that way, or one could go that way and one could go that way.
You're muted.
You're muted. No, that's because you were swearing at me, probably. Yes.
No, I was
Idicus.
myself. I'm gonna reach up and try
Yeah.
to see what this is. So...
Absolutely. Bigford. You see a tiny metal hand reaching into your view. You know that's not good. That's like whatever they're reaching for, this is bad. You look down and you see down around, because you're tall. So down around sort of halfway between your knees and your waist are two big levers that go in opposite directions. The top one says altitude. The bottom one says direction. And Idicus's little hand is reaching for them.
Captain only. He picks him up and just sort of.
Okay.
With that, both of you, because why not? Anything can happen. That's dice. Both of you give me an intelligence check.
Oh, that's it.
89. Oh, this is perfect. No, it does not occur to you, Bigford, which is perfect given what you said. Idicus, however, they wouldn't put. You saw Corfell upstairs. He just has to say stuff. This must be another way to do it. Wait a minute. Captain only. That could mean whoever moves these is the captain. But Bickford's right there.
Have to sleep sometime.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
I
That's
have to
you.
sleep sometimes.
That's
That's
you.
the problem.
Yeah. So, the newly experienced, well, the newly, I almost said experienced and I almost said exposed, but neither one of those are right. But let's just say the new Idicus, post-Spider Idicus. That is the thought process that your thoughts are getting more complicated maybe. But that's your thought process. Do you do anything right now, or?
I'm gonna sit down in one of the beds.
Yep.
And go into sentry mode.
Yep.
And watch Bigford until
And
he
wait.
How close are the doors to creature?
You can
in
see
this
it's way down at
situation?
the other end of the hallway, but you can.
Oh
see,
no, I mean, where are their doors from where they're going to be sleeping?
I put Idicus in the closest one because I figured that would be the first thing you would do is just take the first door that was there, and then Bickford, yeah, and wonderfully, marvelously, so Idicus doesn't have to la 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 and change rooms. Goes right across the hallway into that room.
Before Bigford goes into his room and settles for the night, he does actually place Fred in Idicus's hands. So that when Idicus comes out of sentry mode, he'll have his friend.
Oh, that's right, because you still have the backpack. You never took it back. Thank you.
The rest of the shit I still have.
Creature's hanging from the ceiling, by the way, so you kind of have to reach up and give it to him. I mean, it's a boat. It's not a big reach, but yeah. So now Creature has Idicus's stuff, and Creature, yes, you also have a few.
No,
I gave Fred to
Idicus.
Idicus,
or Fred to
and then
Idicus,
I kept,
right? Okay.
and then I kept the rest of Idicus stuff.
Okay. I'm
Like,
sorry,
why would I have this stuff?
I
There's two
wondered.
chests in my room.
Yes.
One's my stuff.
Yep. So, speaking of which, you go in and open up. There's two chests, so one for my stuff, and you flip them open. There's two nearly identical sets of clothing in these. There's only one or two little personal effects difference between each box, and you realize this is an on-again, off-again crew, where half of them are on for 12 hours and then the other half are on for 12 hours. Most of them were moon elves, so they don't need to sleep. They just need to rest.
Yeah.
But there's two of them sharing each room, but never at the same time. And always
I
at least
wouldn't
4
believe
of them on duty. Because there was 8 of them when you guys got here, remember?
Yeah.
There was 8 of them flying this ship.
Guess they expect to come back.
Or this is just how the ship was built.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Did they see the elves, or was it just me? Because they were.
Oh, that's right.
the
That was just
Oracle.
you. So yes,
It
pardon.
was
Yeah,
just
so
me.
see,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
a set of clothes too small for me and too big for Iticus.
yeah, and very stylish, just because
Very stylish.
we're going to be stereotypical. You
Yeah.
can
You finally
stereotype elves;
found
they're
the
not
elves?
real. Oh, you finally found your elves.
I said that. I said that when it's like I knew
I
it was
missed it.
elves.
I
Corfell
missed that
came down.
completely. Like, yeah, I knew it. Yeah, so yes,
Before we knew
Proof.
it was Corfell, I see
Absolute
Corfell
proof
pop up. I'm like,
positive.
I knew it was elves.
you can finally put your heel down on that tiny, tiny thought that maybe Iticus is a flat-out killing machine.
I still think he's a little,
yeah,
you know,
just
he
cute
needs
and
to be
harmless.
protected. Yeah, he's gonna set it aside. He just
Yeah.
doesn't really know what to do with it yet. We're not at a place where he can pawn it.
Yeah. All right. And then
But yeah, he
you,
puts his stuff in one bag, and since Iticus has less stuff,
Yeah.
he puts the elven clothes with Iticus's stuff and closes it.
So that's how you, and then you crawl
I've got a
into the
big fucking
hammock.
great sword to fucking put somewhere.
Yeah, you lean that in a corner, crawl into the hammock, and go to bed.
Yeah,
At
eventually.
that point, excellent. Okay. Iticus. You could hear Big Fred snoring.
After 18 minutes.
18 minutes. Yeah, there you go. There is a problem, however, Iticus, and this is, again, boy, your brain is getting full. You keep having all these extra thinks that you didn't used to get. Something's happening. It's weird. Maybe it's because it was big earlier today, and maybe some big thoughts are still in it. But creatures still out there watching. If you get kind of at an angle up against your door, you can see the big silver door, and you can just see the end of the handle sticking out in the hall. And the funny words. You go around the other way, and you look up and you can see creature. And it doesn't really have a face, but you can tell they're watching. Even if they aren't, you're a goblin at heart.
I wonder.
The face that it doesn't have a face, but it's more defined at this point.
Yeah,
So it looks like he's facing forward, watching things,
right.
when really his mind is just kind of shut off.
Gone, but yes, okay. So yeah, you could this killer creature. You know it's creature, but this killer-looking version of creature is looming from the ceiling.
I'm gonna sneakily like go up and just be
Mhm.
like,
Creature, do you want to roll? You said you're like in my head you're kind of like a spider molting. You're entirely self-contained. Is that fair?
Yeah,
So
kind of. It's how long? How many hours has it been since we started?
not even a few yet. We haven't even
Yeah.
got up to the end of,
Okay, yeah,
where
then I'm
Corfell
going
is
to-
sat down. These two
Uh,
just came down the stairs
Yeah, I don't because Iticus isn't doing stealth, so I'm trying to.
half an hour later. Yeah. Oh yes,
Yeah.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure Iticus
Oh.
Iticus sneaks everywhere. So
Oh,
yeah, give us.
I mean, just like for the waving the hand. That's not a stealthy
not
thing.
once you get there. Yeah, waving it in your face. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
I'm just
sneak up.
wondering-
That's that, and that becomes.
I-
You're right. That becomes moot when you go. Hello. So yes. I'll just
It's more of
I'm
just
just
a
going to ask
question
you a
of-
question. Does it register?
Creature learned how to meditate and how to kind of shut off for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Shut off for a period of time
Yeah.
and rest and relax and everything that he needs to. So you still see the kind of what used to look like creature.
Yeah.
But the second Iticus waves the hand,
Actually, yeah,
what-
good point. I thought this too. Yeah, you are on the ceiling, so Iticus, you have to find something like in the room, a spatula or something. Something. You find something, a comb, a brush, something, because you're only 3 feet tall, and he is. It's only 8-foot ceilings in here, but you still need to reach a
The
broom.
mop.
There's a mop. There's always a mop. Yes.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
thump, 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 thump in front of teach. Trying not to bump him with the mop. There we go.
yeah. Sorry, this is creature. I'm now retconning something that I said
Yes.
earlier, but it's just
Yeah.
creature still looked a bit like creature, but it was beginning to change what he looked like
Yep.
when he was on the ceiling. And the second the mop is waved in his face,
Yeah.
like the rest of it just splits open
Yeah.
like a snake shedding its skin,
Yeah.
and then down and on all fours lands creature. And he just started slowly bringing himself back up. And
Give
I
me-
said canine before. It's not
Yeah.
canine. It's more draconic almost
I s-
looking.
I saw an element of aliens with that forward swoop. Give me a Constitution saving throw to see if you can stand up after this metamorphosis.
Okay. A con saving throw.
Yep.
Okay. That's not the worst thing I have.
16. You manage to struggle forward on all fours. Well, Idicus. Creature falls in front of you, struggles to their 4 feet, and starts moving towards you slowly.
This is because it's creature. It looks menacing when it's
Oh, yeah,
happening.
it's still all
Not
bones
purposefully,
And, yeah.
but it
it's
just
still
it
all
looks like
bones and
something.
animal and yeah.
It looks like something cornering prey.
It's probably going to be in Goblin, but it's going to be a full-on shit. Full-on screaming.
And just turn and run?
Yes.
Okay. So this hallway is not that long. You turn
don't
and
wake up.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for rolling.
Would it be intelligence or a perception?
I
I just want
went...
wisdom save because it's the one thing I don't have a proficiency in.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
because
You-
it's funnier
you-
that way.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. And you would have had advantage anyway, Beowulf. Yeah, you hear downstairs. Ah! Tiny feet. Idicus, it's only 20 feet. Like you haven't even finished your move yet. There's only one place to go. Well, there's two. You can go up those stairs or up those stairs. But right in the middle is that big silver door. There's 2 big levers. And if creature catches you, even if regular creature catches you, you're in trouble, right?
Yeah, it is running up the stairs because
Okay.
I don't have my bow.
Nope, no, you don't. But you run right past the levers.
Yeah.
You passed them? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You run upstairs and find yourself on the deck. Whatever the for something that doesn't breathe, just shaky and confused and running up on the deck. Creature, what do you do? Follow?
I'm going to make another Constitution save
Yep.
at this point.
See if you
Just
can
'cause
actually stand. Yeah, it was going to take
This
2
is not
saves
to see if I
stand.
can stand. It's more of
Oh,
a
yeah.
to see if I remain conscious.
13. I mean, that's, you tell me. You made the roll. You just
Barely
collapse on the
stays
floor.
con-
Yeah.
Barely
now
stays
you're-
conscious.
Now you can't move anymore. You're just like collapsing on the floor halfway up the
It's
hallway.
kind of. I'm not even moving down the hallway. He registered something waved in his face,
Yeah,
and something screamed and ran away from him,
right.
which is a normal reaction that people had
Yeah.
before.
Oh, I get it.
So he's just
Okay.
kind of going,
It's gone. You're safe.
"Do I need to get up?"
Yeah.
And then just curls up, kind of like a dog would, or a dragon, however you want to. Just get that nice curled up in a ball kind of thing.
Yep.
In a circle, and
Absolutely.
just goes and rests again.
Snout under the forearm.
Beowulf, you heard a roof below, and then Idicus came roaring up the stairs at speed, trying to look innocent and failing miserably. And trailing bolts and nuts all the way, yeah. I think we can safely say Idicus has gone incontinent again. Yeah.
He's gonna lift his head, of
Yeah.
course. Because he's gonna like silently curse. Of course, Idicus is not gonna be able to hear it because it's gonna be in Wolf anywho.
Yeah.
Um,
We all know when we're
Yeah,
being
he's
told
gonna
off
grumble.
by a dog, right?
The worst wolf insult is cat.
Oh.
Cat.
he's just gonna basically see what he can do about keeping an eye on Idicus, making sure that Idicus doesn't fall over the ship.
Yep.
But and wait until Idicus settles back down before he settles back down.
All right. Downstairs, snoring and unconscious, the 2 of you finally get some rest. Upstairs, Idicus, you don't really need rest. You can go into sentry mode anywhere. You just find a place up here and...
Yeah.
What do you do?
Where I can see Corfell.
Okay, yeah, he's right there. So yeah, you just kind of sit down and just, again, pretend nothing happened. You don't have to defend yourself till creature comes upstairs and tells everybody what you did. Or didn't do in this case. So yeah, and you sit down and go into sentry mode. Beowulf, you snooze out on the deck. Corfell, all of this happens. A couple hours go by, and you settle down for the evening. So you may now, I'm so glad I asked 40 minutes ago, you may now have a long rest.
Yay.
Uninterrupted. Yeah. But all that fun happened because I said you want to do anything before you went to bed. So, yeah. And as you guys long rest up, the night passes with technically two people half on guard, but at least they're both up on the deck. So Idicus in guard mode and Corfell in trance. Everybody else, doesn't matter how good they are at sensing stuff, they're in the bottom of the ship, so it doesn't really matter. But Dawn wakes up. First Corfell, I'm assuming, because you're up there. Idicus, you turn yourself back on, so it's up to you when you do that. Beowulf, you're kind of in the shade. I've just decided you guys are heading... oh, no, actually, you're heading east. So you also get that sun just as soon as it crests the brow of the ship. Corfell, it is friggin' freezing up here. It was cold last night when the sun was up. It's now that, like, 5 a.m. coldest part of the day stuff going on. There's ice rime starting to form on the handrails.
Yeah, no. The second I woke up, I would have taken control of the ship again and had it lower back down.
Bring her back down into the heat. Absolutely. Well, the heat as it is, you're still in the mountains, right? So
right.
You
So
continue to
I'd
move.
have it lowered to a more cruising altitudes, and I'd tell it to speed up now that I'm awake and aware.
So
And then I'm gonna go stand next to the worm furnace thingy.
good plan. That is a good place to stand. And as such,
He's in leather, like he is not.
not made for this.
He can't feel his fingertips right now. Like he's struggling.
So Beowulf, well, Idicus, Corfell moved. So beep, sentry mode. It's just you and Corfell moving around right now.
Computer powering up noises.
Yeah.
But my head is the bong.
Yeah, that is
I always like that AOL email sound.
Yeah.
I felt more like her Idicus booting up is more like that old dial-up connection.
The fax machine.
Like you're trying to connect to the internet.
Yeah.
So Idicus, Corfell gets up and does some stuff and starts the ship lower and goes and stands by the fire. Well, by the cauldron.
Toasty.
That has big hot Fred in it, who took all your fire from you.
Idicus will go down and to the giant cauldron. Morning, Fred.
Just hold out your hands and a perfectly innocent phrase that nobody has any reason to take any information from at all. I love it.
Corfell just looks at Idicus, looks at the cauldron, looks at Idicus. Whatever.
Yep, totally in character. Great. Now he thinks this is alive. Next up, Beowulf. They've started pounding and thumping around, and they're standing in front of you at the fire. What's up?
Just gonna look a little grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that "why'd you wake the dog up" type thing.
I was sleeping over here.
There's he stands up, he just shakes out. Does the little doggy stretch thing, the doggy yawn with the
Yeah, the breath covers 12 meters, Oh,
the tongue curls up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, especially after what he ate last night, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Basically, he just stretches, but he wants to stay in wolf form right now. He doesn't want to change.
Absolutely.
He's feeling more comfortable this way for right now, especially since the ship is the ship isn't, to him, the ship is not very big. But as a wolf, he could fit better than as a human. I don't know how that makes sense to his mind, but that's his thinking at this point.
This is where you're comfortable. This is where you're comfortable. Perfect.
For now, he's probably going to stay right there, though.
Probably warmer as a wolf than as a friggin' human anyway.
Oh, yeah. So you got your spot. It's yours now. You slept here, so now you own it. I'm assuming you probably go and find a place to pee off the side of the boat. The rest of them can use the poop deck, literally, but you're kind of... Well, I mean, you could go up there and do that, but yeah.
he's a little more civilized. If he has to use the facilities, he will change to human just long enough to do that.
Just long
And
enough-
then back to wolf. So
Back
let,
up
let,
to
let's
just
just
a nice.
let's just do
like-
that because I know dog pee smells like nasty.
well,
And-
you're about to pee it
well-
out at like 5,000 feet. It doesn't really matter, right? It's going over the sides.
It's going over
Mm.
the sides, you know.
Yeah.
But so I
Either
was
way.
imagining like the wolf equivalent of a litter box.
Oh no. It's not a cat.
It's not gonna work, dude.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I've gone to, as a youth, I went to playgrounds and sandboxes are just terrifying.
Oh yeah, full of turds. Yes. But anyway, so yes, Beowulf, you see what's
Or a potty
going on.
pad.
Nothing really important is happening, and you, you're like they said, you're warm and safe and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable, very relaxed. Now that we seem to be on the road.
Yep.
Because I can tell the ship is moving off course. I can hear it. I can feel it.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna take everything with a grain of salt, but I'm gonna stay put.
Yep.
If they come to me, I will give a little warning growl. But other than that,
I haven't had my whatever the wolf equivalent is of a coffee is yet. I love it. Okay. Downstairs, creature, we're gonna have you come to first. Rested and
Sounds
fully
about right.
in your new form. Yeah, Bickford's not a morning. I don't see him as a morning bugbear at all. So, creature, you look and finally you're, sort of on the floor, and you look up and you can sense again, and you see what it was that had Iticus's attention. These two big metal handles, one that says altitude and one that says direction. You can hear Bickford snoring loudly, and this is like a mouth all night open, dry, mouth tongue hanging out, sort of snoring going on.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Full grizzly. It sounds like somebody's like murdering a cat in there.
yeah, the one that stops every once in a while, and you go, "Is he dead?" Oh no, there he goes. Yeah, yeah.
I know exactly who it sounds like, but I'm not allowed to say his name on stream.
hmm,
Sorry.
Oh, so we'll leave that up. Everybody knows one of those. So with that creature,
Creature, one of the first things he does is he looks up because I'm pretty sure I went to sleep on the ceiling.
yep,
I'm
and
pretty
there's
or
the
meditated
shattered-
in that.
There's the shattered
and-
remains, like an exoskeleton of a spider up there, is what I see or imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like spider, whatever exoskeletal thing needs to, like when a larva goes from into
Yeah.
the cocoon state.
It's a metamorphosis. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Looks at that, then starts looking at himself
Yeah.
because he's not familiar with this.
No, you probably weren't expecting it. I wouldn't assume. And there
No.
was no request from your inhabitant. So.
No, it just sort of happened. And it's one of those, he kind of tries to put his hand to his head. He goes, "Why do I have, it's an ear?"
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this now. Grabs water, like a water bladder.
Yep.
Pours it into a mug, like puts on the equivalent of a like morning robe.
Yeah. There's elven off-duty wear here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rolled up past his elbows because he's got wings now that
Yeah.
he checked and he went, "These can't fly.
Yeah.
They might be able to stop my fall a little bit, but that's about it."
Yeah. And you can get an idea of what you look like from that shiny silver door at the end of the hall
Okay.
as well. So
And
you can get
he
vague
is
idea at least.
he's freaked out, but at the same time, it's just this is not the first time I've been freaked out by looking at myself in a mirror like
Fair
thing.
enough. Yeah.
B, if I freak out about this, everyone else is going to freak out about this, so I need to stay calm about this.
Yep.
As much as possible. And C, we've gone through so much weird shit.
Yeah.
Gods. And so he just kind of walks over, starts walking up the stairs, and he looks at the levers, and he thinks, should I glue these to where they are? And then he thinks and goes, this isn't my ship. I should ask before I do that. But starts walking up with the what looks like a mug full of coffee.
Yep.
And the water bladder managed to keep it warm slightly,
Yep.
like
Sure.
it should be kept.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those. He comes up, sits down, and he comes up, finds a place to sit down, sits down, and just starts drinking from his mug. And the second it comes down from his mouth, it's not the coffee stains that you'd see; it's just red.
Yep.
Because of course it's blood. What else was he
Of
going to
course.
drink?
What else would he have? Yeah, that is his water. So you finish up with that as you sit on the deck.
Yeah, and it's one of those. It's just kind of a. Looks at Iticus briefly and goes, "Did you wake me up last night?"
Iticus, you see the thing what chased you. It damn near got you. It almost killed you last night in the hall downstairs, and now it sounds like Creature.
Red?
Yeah, creature. I look different. I don't know why. We can get into the specifics. I have a tail now. I don't know what this is gonna do for everything else.
Creature, you have your Frid that Iticus made you, right? In your backpack?
Yeah. I'll pull it out and go.
It looks like
Creature.
you now.
Oh. Puts it
Iticus,
back, but that's just going to
perfectly-
confuse more
Yeah,
Iticus.
Iticus, that's perfect. No, Iticus well, I won't say what you see, but Iticus, from your point of view, that's perfectly normal. That's what happens with these. They look like the person. That person looks like that now, so that's what the Frid looks like.
Makes total sense.
Creature then kind of touches his face, realizes
You have to.
he
move
won't
your
ever
hand,
be able to.
'cause-
He won't
yeah.
ever be able to wear the masks he had again,
Nope.
and go and thinks and realizes the thing that would most likely exonerate him as being creature. He pulls out the mask of the human face that he had,
Yeah.
and just holds it over to Iticus. Just kind of holds it out for Iticus to pick up or anything like that.
But where I've got you guys sitting, if I may add one line to that, he's all the way over there. Sorry, they are all the way over on the other side of the boat. So, assuming you're tired, you just put it on the ground and sort of push it over with your foot, is how I see the scene in the movie.
It's
It
pushed over
makes-
a little bit, just as
Close enough. Yeah, you sort of shove it, and it kind of curls across and stops at Iticus's feet.
yeah.
Ooh,
Skittering across the
yeah,
floor.
right past Corfell, but never mind.
Right between Corfell's legs, he's just
Yeah.
managed to.
Yeah, I did say curling.
Very hard.
Iticus, you look down at oh, Iticus, what do you see? This is like the front part of a doll's face, except it's big, like a people. Like imagine a hard, rigid mask. What would that with the flashbacks that Iticus had earlier today? I'm sorry to do the flashbacks, throw them back at you, but yeah, you look down and there's a freaking face, a porcelain face staring up at you. That creature, the new creepy creature, just tried to give you.
Iticus is going to pick it up because he knows who it was
It's
for.
Fred, yeah.
And he's going to walk over to the new creature
Uh-huh.
and for you.
No, from now on, it's for you. I can't use it anymore. I can't hide.
You.
Iticus kind of closes hands over closes
Uh-huh.
Iticus's hands over the mask. You made this for me out of something I already had.
Shit, that's right. You made this. That changes things. I'd forgotten that, but you obviously hadn't, so I'll shut up now. Go.
And I forever appreciate it.
But now I want you to have it.
Iticus, what do you want right now? Forget what you can do. Forget all your sheet. Just what does Iticus want?
He gave him. I gave him this,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter if it doesn't fit the new creature.
Yeah.
It is still a gift from me to creature.
So,
Does not matter.
He'll be stubborn. Yours.
but he doesn't want to wear it. So
It's not that he doesn't want to; it's he can't.
he can't wear it. Won't for whatever. I'm just trying to think of
It's
it from
like putting a
Iticus's
mask
point
on
of
a
view.
horse.
Oh yeah, and like I said, that exactly. But that's what Iticus has just realized that like there's a practical reason. It's not. He's not saying anything about Iticus, but Iticus, if you
This is the
changed
most
it,
beautiful thing you've made. And this will help you stay safe more than it can help me stay safe.
Be right back.
uh-huh.
He's going to run downstairs,
Mhm.
grab his backpack,
Yep, and just
and sorry to Big Fred. He's going to get to work on a new mask.
Wouldn't have
Before
noticed.
before
Or
you
snores.
run off briefly, it's just kind of as you're running, it's just creature will kind of
Don't change that mask. It's the last remnant of what I was.
creature. What do you want to happen to that mask right now?
essentially creature is wanting the last remnants of his humanity to be kept safe by the only person he trusts to keep it safe. Because he can't go back to being a person anymore. He
The-
wanted to, but it's gone.
The mask starts to shrink in your hands, Iticus, and first you're thinking like, no, I'm not, no, not for, and it keeps shrinking, but it changes, and it keeps shrinking, and the bit of lace or, not lace, ribbon that was holding it in, could be used to tie it in place, changes to a leather necklace, and on the end of it, instead of a face, there's a little head, like a three-dimensional bust, with the hair and the eyes and exactly the same features. But it's now this big.
Okay.
And you put it on
Yeah.
or not? Don't let me
He
tell you
doesn't-
what to do.
He doesn't. He doesn't want to,
Yeah.
because for him, it belongs to creature.
Yep.
And like he'll run up first and be like, "Fix, I help."
That's why I want you to have it. There's only one last part of me that's really anything that it used to be. And I want you to have it.
He'll put it on then.
As you put it on and it sits against your metal chest, and you let it go, it feels like you're still like it doesn't feel it here and it doesn't feel it here, but it feels like you're still protecting it. Your unconditional love for creature, no matter what he's turning into, has been focused into this thing because you don't know you can't do that. And what you have created out of Frid Mask is a Frid Ward. You are going to be able to use this to protect creature at some point in the future. He will accept your gift one way or another. For just that split second, that little nasty goblin, the one that you never ever were, he's taking this one. And that's all the words I'm going to put in your mouth. That's what you realize what you've done.
He's going to just give the new creature a hug.
Creature is going to reciprocate the hug with one big arm and the other arm kind of just patting the head.
Creature
is gonna say that y'all are too fucking mushy and go back to
go back to flying the ship. Absolutely, yeah.
I don't get to be mushy very often.
You'd have to be all bent down and having the hug. Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna leave that hug right there. Downstairs, Bickford. Oh, you know that moment when every other asshole in this platoon has gone to breakfast, but the sergeant's a lazy prick and he didn't check. You fucking stayed in bed.
And again.
Oh, yeah. Life is
That's
good.
why I brought
It's
Steve.
a hammock. You must be at least a sergeant this time. You got a hammock.
Oh,
And then
fuck, I'm not sleeping on the floor today?
No, life is good. But then.
Both feet are on the floor, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a hammock for an elf, not for a 7 foot 9.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from the ass up, you're in a hammock. From the legs down, you're just sort of dragging over the side. Perfect. Through the soles of your feet, you feel boom, boom in the bottom of the ship. And then boom, boom behind your head from the hammock, where the hammock is attached to the outside wall. You turn and look, and there's a tiny porthole. And all you can see when you look at it, it goes dark. And then it backs off, whatever it is, backs off a little bit, and a tiny bit of the morning sun comes in. And all you can see is an eyeball. It fills the portal.
Ah, fuck.
Upstairs, you hear from below. And that is where we're going to drop the curtain on tonight. I'm going to describe the rest of the scene. As you hear that, you kind of all of you on the deck come stuttering to your senses and look around, and in the distance, rapidly approaching from 3 of the 4 cardinal points, heading towards you at great speed, gigantic flying beasts. These are not dragons, they're smaller than that. They look like flying lions. They've got full manes, full wings, and long flowing tails. But unlike a lion, instead of a tuft at the end, there's a cluster of spikes. And you see those tails snapping around behind them as they approach.
God
as you glance
damn
over the side,
manticores.
one of them is climbing up the bottom of the ship. It snuck up below you and landed on the bottom and is now climbing up the side. That is where we will drop the curtain on tonight. 4 manticores, at least, for next week.
Oh boy.
Want to fly in a spaceship or want to fly in an airship, do you? Okay. 3 of the 5 of you accepted a deal with an ancient red dragon. I'm sure that'll be fine.
One of us was never offered the deal and just
Nope.
went to
Did I,
sleep.
though?
2 of you were not offered the deal. 2 people were not have not yet encountered the dragon of the ship because I had other stuff to do to them. One had to metamorphose, and the other one had to be tempted repeatedly. So, oh, I know it was like we're gonna make up for it next week. There's a hell of a fight coming. This week was very, very roleplay heavy. I, to be honest, have had a really roleplay heavy week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for me were all. I got to play in one on Friday, watch one on Saturday, and then run one today. So amazing! I enjoyed every second of it. Thank you, Scarred. Thank you, Wolfsbane. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Bison, and thank you, Solar Dasher. We will, those of you that didn't get as many minutes tonight, will get more next week. I know sometimes I say that a couple weeks in a row, but Corfell, oh, have I got some shit to do to you? I mean, with you. No, I mean to you. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely mean to you. You are bonded to this ship in ways you can't even imagine. So we're going to develop that over
And
time.
I'm a creative motherfucker, so it's going to be interesting.
We're going to play. It's
Oh,
going to be fun.
We all are.
Yes,
one
it's
of
going to be
the
great fun.
things.
No,
But-
no, I know.
Couple
It's
more
one of
thank
those,
yous.
like creative people just smashing
This-
heads against each other.
This is
It's
what we do here.
the best.
That's why we roll so few dice. Thank you so much to everybody watching on Twitch. Appreciate it. We were in double digits again all night, which is more than I can ever ask for. All the future people on YouTube watching this, when I finally remember to post it, hit subscribe so you finally get reminded when I finally remember to post it. And also hit that like button if you watched all the way to here. It's been almost 2 hours. You must have liked it. With that, there's specials coming up. Keep an eye out on the Discord. Pop in there from time to time and let us know what you think. Watch the VOD, watch the YouTube, and until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.